Welcome back, casual gardeners. Today is all about the tomatoes that I've grown and whether or not I think I want to grow them again next year. So I grew 7 varieties of tomatoes, and I'm just going to start small and work my way up. So the first tomato I'd like to mention in this video is one that I've already included in another video. So these are purple tomatoes. They are actually a genetically modified tomato. If you want to learn more about purple tomatoes, they're in a video called GMOs in the Garden, where you can see me interview an actual biochemist about genetic modification technology and is it safe. I've been actually really happy with these guys. They are an indeterminate plant. They produce these beautiful little purple fruit, and they are purple all the way through. They were one of my earlier producers, and they're still kicking out tomatoes into September. So these are really great. If you only have room for a couple of plants, definitely include some kind of cherry tomato. Okay, so I did grow 2 varieties of cherry tomato. This is the pink Bumblebee cherry tomato. I got my seeds from Baker Creek Heirloom seeds. I am not going to buy seeds from this company again, and it's not because I'm dissatisfied with their seeds or with the varieties that they carry. Don't not buy from them just because I'm not going to buy from them. I am going to save seeds from this tomato variety and plant them again next year without supporting Baker Creek Heirloom seeds. That's a whole other video. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make that video. But these are a delicious, sweet cherry tomato. They don't quite produce as early as the purple tomatoes, but still pretty early. Man. Okay, yeah, actually the whole point of making this video is so I can just sit on my balcony and eat a bunch of tomatoes. I'm totally flexing on you. Okay, next smallest variety I want to talk about are these little green zebra tomatoes. I got these seeds from Baker Creek Heirloom seeds as well. They're a beautiful little tomato. Okay, I'm going to cut one of these in half so I can eat it. So there is a cross section of the flesh. So of course these guys are not as sweet as the cherry tomatoes. That's just a fact of life. This is another indeterminate tomato. Comes on early, grows through the year. It's a great variety if you like some different colors in your tomato output. Probably my favorite tomato this year has been the raspberry Lyannas. This was the first full-size tomato to produce, and it's just gone absolutely bonkers. It is semi-indeterminate. So if you're growing in a smaller space, these guys are for you. I got all my varieties of tomatoes from Baker Creek, so I'm not going to say that anymore. And they're not a bad company. And if you're not mad at them, you should buy their stuff. So raspberry Lyanna, semi-indeterminate, doesn't grow super big, but it grows super tasty, and it grows really well. Okay, this one is sweeter than the green zebra. Has some good tomato flavor. I'm going to grow these guys forever. I'm going to save so many seeds today. Okay, so these cool looking ones here, these are called Florentino tomatoes. They're another indeterminate. See, I like indeterminate tomatoes just because they fit the way I grow. If you prefer growing in cages, do look into determinate tomatoes. These guys are another really strong producer. I've gotten a lot of fruit from them. Good flesh. The flavor's all right. I'd rather grow these. Now I am very excited. This is my first time growing green tie-dye tomatoes. If cracking bothers you, stay away from the larger heirloom tomatoes, because heirloom tomatoes, especially the bigger ones, are prone to cracking. This is a large tomato. It just doesn't look that big next to this one. This is maybe the 3rd biggest tomato I've ever grown. So back to the green tie-dye. Let's look at it in cross section. See if it's as pretty as the pictures on the website. It is. It is. So we're going to find out if I ever want to grow these again. Now, I do have one criticism of this fruit, and that is that here in Zone 6, I am just barely getting these. And it's over a week into September. So if you have a short growing season, do not grow green tie-dye tomatoes because you might not get any. And that's the whole point, right? It has a really complex flavor. It's a little bit smoky. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. I do recommend this tomato. Now this one, I saved the best and the biggest for last. I don't know why, but it's called a Hungarian heart tomato. It is a variety of ox heart tomato or potato leafed tomato. I am informed by my significant other that I'm not ever allowed to not grow these tomatoes. I'm not going to be trying this for the first time, but I do want to show it to you. These are one of the most exquisite tomatoes that I've ever grown or tasted. They do come on late because of their excessive size. If you want early production, go with smaller varieties. They're routinely going to give you 1 pound tomatoes. And my largest of this variety that I've ever gotten was actually 2.75 pounds. I'm going to put a picture of it right up here. Boom. Melissa's going to be mad at me for cutting into this without her. Oh, so pretty. How are you so pretty? Look at this. Now, the most extraordinary thing about these tomatoes is that they're flesh all the way through. They're not pulpy tomatoes. And so even though they are massive, they're still a really good sauce tomato. They're still a really good sandwich tomato. All around perfect tomatoes. The only thing I would change about these is how long it takes them to ripen. Best tomato ever. All right, you did not watch me eat one of these. I'm going to cut it in half. So I can show you how purple they are in the video. Oh my gosh, look how purple. So we are really excited. We're going to make some purple salsa out of these, I think, or purple spaghetti sauce. It's going to be so purple. Oh, so sweet. So sweet. It was like candy. That was almost too sweet. This is all the tomatoes I grew. I'm probably not going to grow Florentino tomatoes next year. Even though these have exceptional flavor, I don't think the green tie-dye tomatoes are right for my climate. I'm going to eliminate them from my list of tomatoes I grow. Not because they're bad, but just because I don't think they're a good fit for Logan, Utah. Let me know down in the comments if you have any tomatoes that you like to grow in your garden and why. Because I think this could be a really great place for people to swing by and see what sorts of tomatoes they want to grow. So that's what I've got for you as far as my tomato varieties I grew. Next Thursday, we're going to talk about how to control field bindweed in your garden beds without hurting your other plants. This is, of course, using herbicides. So if you're not into herbicides, maybe skip next Thursday. Thank you for joining me here in my garden today, and I hope you have a wonderful time in your own.